What's going on, everyone? Welcome back for another Alliance War video. This is war number 12 of season 26, our last war of the season, and Poseidon is going up against an alliance whose name I cannot pronounce, so we won't bother trying at the risk of butchering it. So let's go ahead and check out the map. We're BG3, and I know I'm taking Path 6 in Section 1, so we've got that Dr. Doom, Corvus Glaive, and then we're actually going to be moving to a new path for our first time this season in Section 2, which is going to be over to Path 3. So we've got that Colossus. Pretty easy stuff, it looks like. And we've got 5 fights today, including a mini-boss. So we will be taking the Sorcerer Supreme Mini back there in the corner. They've got a MODOK boss, Vision Arcus, Dragon Man, Stealth Spidey. Pretty simple stuff. Nothing looks too overly complicated. I think the placements are decent, nothing bad about them, but nothing too difficult either. So let's go ahead and jump in, select our attack team. We've got a slightly different team today, but for the most part, very similar. And this war, like I said from our last video, this war really didn't matter. Our ranking was pretty much guaranteed Platinum 2, so I wasn't too concerned about this war. Took it kind of easy, kind of casual. But we're bringing in Human Torch, Mr. Fantastic, and Black Widow Claire Voyant. She makes a rare appearance. And we are going to jump right into our first fight. So Dr. Doom on Path 6, Aggression Fury, Strike Back node. He's been pretty common placement here this season for me. We're going to apply one of our 4 Mr. Fantastic pre-fight debuffs, the Petrification Ray. He doesn't have any power gain here, but I just wanted to ensure that his special 1 would not be unblockable. That way I could just block it rather than risk trying to dex it, getting that shock on me, and having to wait out that shock, because that's when this Dr. Doom could stack a lot of Aggression Furies and be hitting super hard. And I had kind of a close call last war with the Dr. Doom here, so I just really didn't want to let those Aggression Furies stack too high. So that's the strategy here. He's a 6-star, rank 3. We use our Flame On pre-fight just to end this fight as fast as possible, because like I said, it can be a scary fight, especially for Section 1. So we got the Petrification Ray on him. We are in our Flame On state, so we're dealing a lot of damage. The Petrification Ray, again, not going to reduce his power gain, but his special 1 is not unblockable, so I didn't have to dex it. I didn't have to wait out his aura. I didn't have to risk getting a shock on me from getting the dexterity buff. So it worked out, and yeah, we just tap him a few more times. Strike Back gives him a bar of power, but he's dead. 30-second fight, under 30 hits. That is textbook, exactly how you want to take that fight. Get in, get out as fast as you can. Full attack bonus achieved. Nice and easy start to our war. So that's exactly what we want. Let's move on to our next fight, which is a Corvus Glaive, and we have not seen a Corvus Glaive here this season. Usually it's a CGR, not a CG, so this is a first for me, but he's a 6-star, rank 3, so he's pretty buff. He's on the Power Focused 1, Power Alternator node. We're going to use Black Widow Claire Voyant, and I wasn't worried about this fight. I know if you miss a parry, Corvus will pretty much end you with a few hits, given all the criticals that he's guaranteed. So there's a little bit of risk here, just knowing that you really don't want to miss a parry or take too many blocked hits. The Power Focus 1 also does kind of mess with us, because we don't want to throw the special 1, but we did right there, just to make sure Power Alternator didn't steal our power and give it to him. Power Focus 1 obviously hampers his power gain after a bar of power, so the nice thing is we really don't have to worry about baiting specials. We can just hit into him all day, and he's pretty much never going to get to 3 bars of power. Right here, we actually do get him to 2 bars though, which I was surprised at. I didn't really think I would get to that point. So we're going to try to save to our special 2, now that he has more power than us. He throws off his unblockable special 2. We can dexterity evade it pretty easily. Power Alternator is about to kick in, but fortunately we throw our special 2 off right before it steals our power. We get some nice healing from it because we're still in our bleed phase. We're going to dex his special 1, and because the buffs failed to trigger because of the buff immunity we had on him, we get a nice big power spike as well, so we get another special 2 off. By far deals the most damage between her specials. Her special 3 is not bad. It definitely can hit really hard, but for this fight, special 2 is all that I needed. And he goes down. It took 70 hits. It's a very long fight. with Black Widow Claire Voyant. It felt really long. I wasn't stressed about it, but I just, that's longer than you want to fight to go, I feel like, in Alliance War. So we get the full attack bonus and clean him up. We finish with like almost a full bar of health, which is great. We fully dexed all the specials, so I think from a gameplay perspective, it was pretty much perfect. I think part of that has to do with the fact that I was so at ease for this war, to be honest. I really wasn't nervous or concerned because I knew the result didn't really matter. So maybe that's part of it, who knows. But let's move on. This is a new fight for us. This is a Strife. I haven't fought in a Strife yet this season in Alliance War, and I have never taken this node as well. So this is my first time going left and taking, I think it's called EMP modification. Yeah. Enhanced energy attacks, Burden of Might, Rolling Thunder. He's a 6-star rank 3, so another beefy dude. We're going to use Human Torch. We don't have our pre-fight, obviously, but Strife deals a lot of energy damage, so we actually removed our Dexterity Mastery as well, just so we cannot trigger a buff at all. So we're just going to block his special 1. That's the plan. Just don't try to dex it. It's going to build our temperature and smolders anyway. So we're going to try to bait out a special 1 right here. And I mistimed the swipe back, so he hits me twice. Takes a good chunk of my health off, but all good. I wasn't rattled by it at all. We're going to throw our special 2 right here. It didn't trigger Protect. I could tell at the start of this fight that I really was not hitting very hard. Even critical hits weren't going to trigger that Protect global, so I wasn't worried about throwing it. And yeah, this fight is pretty standard Human Torch stuff. Medium, light, mediums. We're just blocking the special 1. It is hitting harder every time because of Rolling Thunder. We cannot miss Strife when he's cloaked, so we don't have to worry about that mechanic at all. We throw our special 1. We're pretty close to ending this fight. We're just going to block one more special 1 and go in for another little combo here. Dump some power, and about a minute fight. We do not play it perfectly. We take that little hit. I just mistimed the evasion. But ultimately not a really scary fight. Without gaining buffs, you're pretty much ignoring the node. So 40-something hits, he goes down. That was a fun fight. I like that node a lot. So our only fight in Section 2 is against a Colossus. We remember to put our Dexterity Mastery back on for this fight. So that's good. That can certainly be something that even the best players forget to do. So this is a rank 3 Colossus. He's on the enhanced armor up, Chitinous Thorns? I actually don't know how to pronounce that word. But basically, as long as I stay in my bleed phase for this fight, I'm going to be fine. So we're not going to be switching our phase at all. Colossus is also immune to bleed, so we're going to be getting the clairvoyant charges every time our bleed fails to apply. We're going to be nullifying his armor up buffs continuously throughout the fight. We didn't boost up very big for this fight because Colossus is, again, a extra large champion. So just make sure I would not trigger the Protect Global. That's the reasoning behind that. We throw our special 3. We obviously are going crazy with power gain between Mystic Dispersion and nullifying all of his buffs. We're getting a lot of power, as well as our bleeds failing to apply. The special 3 will never trigger the Protect Global, so that's why we are throwing the special 3 just to make sure. It does a decent amount of damage. I think it takes like between 10 and 15% off his health bar each time I throw it in this fight, which is fine. You know, not super devastating, but at the same time, pretty good damage. And we're gaining power so fast we can throw them pretty continuously throughout the fight, thanks to our power gain. We're about a minute into the fight. He's down to like 60% health, so we're going to throw another special 3 here. As far as specials go, I really don't care which one he throws. Special 1, special 2, both very easy to evade. Really no problem with either one. But we're 40 hits into this fight, and he's at 50% health. It's kind of slow going. This is much slower than I anticipated. I don't know what it is. Black Widow Claire Voyant, according to the statistics, has one of the highest attack ratings in the game. She's in like the 90th percentile for attack rating, as well as her critical damage rating. So she should be doing a ton of damage every time she crits, and she should be critting a decent amount. And the fact that her base attack is so high should be giving her like crazy damage anyway. But I don't know, whenever I fight with her, when suicides are off, she just seems to be so underwhelming. I don't quite understand it. I don't know why it feels that way, because it's just, the numbers don't support it. The numbers show that she would be like an absolute beast damage dealer, and again, just it doesn't feel that way a lot of the time. I don't know why, but anyway, we are now over 2 minutes into the fight, and we're still going. At this point, I'm looking at the numbers, and even on my criticals, I'm dealing such a small percent of his health. I'm like 99% sure we're not going to hit the Protect Global, so we're going to go ahead and throw the Special 2 just to test it out, because the fight's almost over anyway. Even if he gets protection, we can end him pretty quickly. We throw it. The last hit doesn't crit, and that's definitely where the biggest damage comes from. So if that last hit had critical, maybe it would have triggered Protect. I don't know. But either way, it didn't, so we're good. Just to be safe, we're going to try to bait out one more special here. So there it is. We're going to go in, finish it with a nice Special 2, finish with a full yellow bar of health. That fight took 3 minutes, though, and over 100 hits. And again, it just doesn't make any sense. That feels like such a long fight for Black Widow Claire Voyant. It just seems like she should be ending these fights a little faster, given her attack rating. But anyway, I digress. That finishes Section 2, so we are going to move into the final fight now, which is a mini-boss. I threw on our boosts before I healed up Human Torch. So that was my mistake. I'd use a few more potions than necessary because he had increased health. So a little bit of a brain fart there. Again, last war of the season, doesn't really matter. Last fight of the war, I was kind of like, eh. So this is the improved power gain, Special 2 bias, enhanced Special 2 node, the aspect of evolution. We've got a couple pre-fights applied. Mr. Fantastic Petrification Ray to slow her power gain. Magneto guidance boost, and one of my teammates placed his Human Torch pre-fight, so that's why we had that again. So we're flamed on. Her power is gimped thanks to the petrification debuff. We have the passive stun, so we don't have to worry about limber, or maxed limber mastery, I should say. She threw her Special 1 there. She throws her Special 2 like immediately when she gets it. We also had an invulnerability boost on as well, so we could tank Special 3s all day long. So I really wasn't worried about that. I accidentally triggered the Dexterity Mastery buff there, but her power gain really didn't go anywhere from it, so this person is not running a very high level of Mystic Dispersion, if any. So, all good there. We're going to throw the Special 2, go in afterwards while she's stunned, hit her a few times. I was pretty sure this fight was over. I thought the Special 1 was going to end it. It didn't, but I saw a really nice opening to dash in as she was recovering. She sits there and holds the block, and we get her down. So she never threw a Special 3. We never had to tank any of them, which was nice. We got a little aggressive there towards the end, which maybe is not the smartest thing to do, but full attack bonus achieved. We get her down. And this is our battle group comparison. We actually tied our battle group, so that's a first. We each had 3 deaths. That's pretty awesome from our battle group. Good credit to their BG3 as well. I think this was a nice way to finish out the season for our group especially. 3 deaths is pretty solid. That's kind of where we want to be. We did end up winning the war, which is cool. We won it by a few attack bonuses, not a lot, so it was pretty close. We only died 8 times. They died 11. We were at single-digit deaths, which is the goal. That's what we shoot for. So again, nice to close out the season, hitting what I consider to be kind of our milestone as an alliance. So very cool. That felt good. Again, good war to our opponents, 11 deaths. Gonna usually do pretty well for you. I think you'll win most of your wars with 11 deaths, but we played really well. We will check out our end of the season ranking. Like I said, win-loss wouldn't have really mattered. Platinum 2 is where we are. Unless this changes in the next few hours. Maybe Platinum 1 if something really egregious happens, but I don't think it will. So Platinum 2, Rank 2, right at the verge. Very close to Platinum 1. But like I said, we went 6-6 on the season, so not much you can expect otherwise. So we'll take it. We'll check out the season attack stats. So you can see who did the heavy lifting. Human Torch was 24-0. I brought him in the most, which is ironic considering I really don't enjoy playing him. No debating that he is a top-notch champion. Obviously, a lot of quality. There's a reason so many people have him at round 3 or rank 3, including myself, but just not my favorite playstyle. Dr. Doom got 21 fights, and he soloed them all as well. Obviously, total beast, massive attack damage dealer, has a ton of utility, no surprise there. Magneto, now that I have him, he only took 7 fights. He went 6-1, but I love using him. By far one of my favorite champions, if not the favorite champion in the game for me. Black Widow Claire Voyant went 3-0, just had a few fights. And just a few fights for Falcon, Colossus, and Archangel as well. So that finishes off our Alliance War season 26 in the books. We went 6-6, Platinum 2 finish. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope everyone had a great Alliance War season out there as well. Really appreciate everyone who's following me. Hopefully you get some value from the channel. I know I enjoy doing it. I keep planning to continue doing it, and maybe some crystal opening videos as well. But again, really appreciate all the support out there from the community, and I will catch you in our next video, possibly season 27. See ya.